Stillness in Tradition, the Filipino Cotillion Experience. Good day and welcome to this special episode. We invite you to step into a world where tradition breathes, not as a relic of the past, but as a living, evolving force in the present. It's a world where every gesture holds weight, every glance carries a story, and where the most profound statements are often made in the quiet spaces between words, in the powerful embrace of silence. This is a journey into the heart of ceremony, where we discover that sometimes the deepest understanding comes not from speaking, but from listening with our whole being. Today's discussion centers on a tradition that is both elegant and deeply symbolic, the Filipino debut, and more specifically, the cotillion. This episode is not merely an explanation of a ceremonial dance, but a reflection on meaning, stillness, and cultural identity. I remember my own cotillion, the night of my debut. As a young woman, I was completely mesmerized by the spectacle, the grand ballroom, the music, the laughter. But amidst the vibrant energy of the celebration, a hush fell over the room. The lights dimmed, and the cotillion court entered. What struck me wasn't the intricate dance itself, but the tradition of the debutante seated on her ceremonial chair, completely still. Sitting there, I was a portrait of grace, an island of calm in a sea of motion. In that stillness, I became the anchor of the entire evening, the silent center around which everything else revolved. That image has stayed with me, shaping my understanding of this beautiful rite and sparking a lifelong curiosity about the power of quiet observation. In many cultures, turning 18 marks a legal milestone, the right to vote, to sign contracts. It's a transition often defined by external permissions and newfound freedoms. In the Philippines, however, it represents something more profound, more internal. It is a rite of passage, one that acknowledges growth, responsibility, and the gradual, delicate transition into adulthood. It's a community's collective recognition of a young woman's journey. This isn't just a birthday party. It's a societal and familial embrace, celebrating not just her age, but her blossoming character, her heritage, and her future role within the family and society. The debut is a formal presentation to the world, a way for the family to say, "Here she is, a woman we have nurtured, a person of substance and heart, ready to embrace the world with grace and strength." It's a testament to the village that raised her, a moment of shared pride and collective hope for her future. This podcast invites you to listen not only to a story of celebration, but to a story of observation, of watching rather than performing, of remaining still while meaning unfolds before you. Our central thesis today is that there is immense power to be found in this quietude. It is not a passive emptiness, but an active, intentional stillness, a space for reflection, for gratitude, and for absorbing the full significance of the moment. It is a discipline of presence, a conscious choice to be fully where you are. Through this lens, we learn that true participation doesn't always require movement or voice. Sometimes, the most powerful role we can play is to simply bear witness, to hold the space for tradition to come alive, and to allow ourselves to be moved by the beauty of a moment that we are not controlling, but simply receiving. Join me as we delve into the heart of this quiet reverence and explore the profound lessons hidden within the stillness of the Filipino cotillion. Cultural context of the Filipino debut. The Filipino debut has long been recognized as a ceremonial celebration of maturity, a rite of passage marking a young woman's 18th birthday. Its origins are deeply entwined with the Philippines' history, tracing back to the Spanish colonial era. For over 3 centuries, Spanish customs permeated Filipino society, introducing European traditions of formally presenting young women to high society. This practice, sharing cultural DNA with the Latin American quinceañera, was adapted and woven into the local fabric. It became a formal presentation to the community, signifying a young woman's readiness for the responsibilities and privileges of adulthood. Traditionally, it is introduced with a profound sense of formality, surrounded by family, friends, and community members who witness this transition from girlhood to womanhood. Every element of a debut carries rich symbolism, transforming the event into a living tapestry of hopes and memories. The 18 roses represent the 18 significant men in the debutante's life: her father, brothers, relatives, and friends, each sharing a dance that honors her journey and their role within it. The 18 candles are lit by 18 influential women, their flames symbolizing the light and wisdom they offer to guide her future path. Each woman often shares a piece of advice, a prayer, or a cherished memory, illuminating the way forward. Then, there are the 18 treasures, where chosen guests present gifts that are not necessarily expensive, but are rich in meaning. A book to inspire curiosity, a compass for direction, or a simple token representing an inside joke. These rituals are designed to reflect core Filipino values of or debt of gratitude, profound respect for elders, and the pursuit of personal refinement. While these core elements are common, beautiful regional variations exist across the archipelago, each adding a unique local flavor to this cherished tradition. In some provinces, the celebration might be more intimate, focusing on community prayers and a shared feast. In others, indigenous customs and materials are incorporated, from the patterns on the gown to the music that fills the hall. These local interpretations ensure the debut is not a monolithic ceremony, but a dynamic tradition that reflects the diverse cultural landscape of the Philippines itself, from the highlands of Luzon to the coastal communities of Mindanao. It is a testament to the tradition's ability to be both deeply rooted and wonderfully adaptable. Unlike spontaneous celebrations, a debut follows a deliberate and meticulously crafted sequence. It is the culmination of months, sometimes even a year, of careful planning and intentional execution. This preparatory phase is a journey in itself, a collaboration between the debutante and her family. Every detail, from the guest list to the order of the program, from the color scheme to the choice of music, is thoughtfully considered. This process makes the event a narrative in itself, a story of the debutante's past, present, and future, curated to reflect her unique personality and journey. This is why the emphasis is never on mere extravagance, but on profound significance. It is a testament to the family's values and their hopes for their daughter, a public affirmation of love and support made tangible through careful effort. Among all its carefully structured elements, the Cotillion de Honor stands out as one of the most disciplined and formal components of the event. This is a traditional court dance, performed by the debutante and her escort, along with several other pairs of young men and women from her circle. It is more than just a dance. It is a performance of grace, unity, and respect. The intricate choreography, often featuring waltzes and quadrilles, requires weeks of dedicated rehearsal. The synchronized movements and elegant formations are a visual metaphor for social harmony and order. For the duration of this dance, the debutante is at the heart of this moving spectacle, embodying the very essence of the maturity being celebrated. Understanding the cotillion. At the heart of the Filipino debut is the Cotillion de Honor. Imagine this: a dance born in the opulent ballrooms of pre-revolutionary France, traveling across oceans, likely through the cultural channels of Spanish colonial rule, to find a new, vibrant home in the Philippines. Here, it was not merely copied, but wholly reimagined and beautifully adapted into our own cultural tapestry. It is traditionally performed by 18 young men and 18 young women, a number steeped in profound symbolism. This number directly mirrors the debutante's age, marking her 18th birthday as a significant threshold into womanhood. But the significance of 18 extends further, representing the core principles of the dance itself: balance, harmony, and collective participation. The equal number of pairs creates a visual equilibrium, a living representation of a community in sync. The choreography is a masterclass in geometric precision, often built upon foundational waltz patterns. Dancers move through intricate formations, creating elegant lines that symbolize pathways in life, grand circles that represent unity and eternity, and intersecting pathways that flow into one another with seamless grace. These are not just steps. They are moving architecture, a visual language of support and interconnectedness. Each dancer is expected to move with meticulous precision and understated elegance. Every step, every turn, and every extension of an arm is rehearsed to perfection. The roles are distinct yet complementary. The gentlemen provide a steady frame, a foundation of support, guiding their partners with quiet confidence. The ladies, in turn, execute their movements with poise and grace, trusting their partners as they navigate the complex patterns. The choreography intentionally emphasizes symmetry, cooperation, and immense control. It is not a stage for individual flair or a display of singular talent. Instead, its power lies in its unity. The performance is a demonstration of a group moving as one cohesive entity, a testament to shared discipline and mutual respect. The beauty is found not in a single dancer, but in the flawless pattern they create together. Herein lies a crucial point that many do not realize. The cotillion is not designed to center the debutante as a performer. She does not typically dance within the main figures of the choreography. In fact, her stillness is the entire point. She is the anchor, the silent center around which this entire spectacle revolves. The entire performance is offered to her. It is a living, breathing tribute from her peers, a gift of honor rather than a shared performance. She is the esteemed audience, the sole recipient of this grand gesture. While her friends are in motion, her role is to receive, to absorb the weight and beauty of this collective offering. This distinction is absolutely essential to understanding its deeper meaning. By positioning her as the observer, the tradition elevates her beyond the role of a participant to that of a celebrated figurehead. The community, represented by the dancers, comes together to celebrate her passage, placing her at the center of their collective honor and affection. It is an act of service, a beautiful silent acknowledgement of her moment. It says, "Today, we move for you. We honor you. We celebrate the woman you are becoming." It is a profound and humbling expression of love, rendered not in words, but in synchronized, graceful motion. Preparation and discipline. Behind the elegance of the cotillion lies discipline and commitment. In my experience, the entire performance was prepared within a preparation period of only 2 weeks. Despite this limited time frame, rehearsals were conducted with seriousness and focus. Those 2 weeks demanded coordination, patience, and mutual respect. Each dancer carried not only their steps, but a shared responsibility to honor the occasion. Watching them perform, it became clear that effort, not perfection, is what gives tradition its strength. The role of the debutante. In keeping with tradition, I did not participate in the cotillion dance. As the debutante, my role was to remain seated, observing quietly as the performance unfolded before me. To some, this may seem unusual. However, this practice carries deep cultural significance. The debutante's stillness is intentional. It represents reflection. It acknowledges that this moment is not about display, but about receiving the respect and recognition offered by the community. From my chair, I was not distant from the celebration. I was fully present within it. Reflection from the chair. From where I sat, I saw more than coordinated movement. I saw nervous smiles restrained by composure. I saw effort shaped into elegance. I saw individuals working together to create something meaningful, not for themselves, but for someone else. Remaining seated allowed me to observe details I might have missed had I been dancing. In that stillness, the significance of the moment became clearer. It was not about applause, it was about acknowledgement. Tradition in a modern generation. In a rapidly changing world, traditions are often questioned. Some may view them as outdated or unnecessary. Yet traditions like the cotillion persist because they teach values that remain relevant: discipline, respect, patience, and gratitude. While modern celebrations may adapt in form, their essence remains rooted in meaning. It becomes the responsibility of each generation to carry these practices forward with understanding, not merely repetition. Lessons from the cotillion. The cotillion taught me that participation is not always physical. Presence can be silent. Contribution can be still. Growth can be observed rather than performed. Maturity, I learned, is not defined by how visible one is, but by how deeply one understands the moment they are part of. As this episode comes to a close, I invite you to reflect on your own milestones. Whether you are dancing at the center of the room or seated quietly at the side, every role carries meaning. The Filipino Cotillion reminds us that tradition speaks not only through movement, but through stillness, intention, and reflection. Thank you for listening.